Aaron, could you give us a little bit of background of how you worked on another franchise, which I thought was as interesting?
So I've been in franchising for years. That's my background. So I actually didn't have any experience in power washing other than one failed attempt at using a power washer one time. So I'll
Nice.
catch you guys up to speed. Both of the businesses that I've helped franchise, I was a W-2 employee at, and they both became the biggest brand in the world in that specific industry, franchise brand. So it started with carpet cleaning. That business was purchased by a big property restoration company. They wanted to build a platform company of brands. They put the leadership team from the carpet cleaning franchise in charge of their platform division, bought a brand called the Patch Boys. That brand needed a lot of help. 100 units sold, 40 franchisees, 5 of them were happy when I got involved. So not great numbers. It was also COVID. So it was June of 2020. They're like, Aaron, sell this. And I'm like, hold on, not going to do that. Like, we got to put systems in place first and call all the franchisees, ask them what they needed from us. It was that like age-old franchisor lied to them, terrible story. So we built systems around everything they needed: marketing, training, recruiting, helping with scaling the business, financial modeling, business coaching. First franchisee we launched did 30 grand his first month, had no experience in drywall repair, was profitable. So I took that business then and grew it in 24 months by 223 locations in 2 years. We became the biggest drywall repair company in the world. Every one of those locations opened. They opened with full-time labor hired prior to going to training, and the phone ringing at training with our marketing sources. So we had also grown Belfour, the company I was working at, to 12 brands. We were 4,700 locations, 55 countries, built the second largest platform company of service brands in the world from a unit count.
Belfour owns Patch now?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
So I worked for Belfour. Belfour bought Patch Boys from the founder. Founder exited immediately.
Yep.
And then we rebuilt it.
When you say, just so I understand the numbers that we're talking about here, so 100 sold, 40 franchisees, 5 that were happy. So that means at some point we sold 100 units, but only 40 were active. Just so I'm hearing this right?
No. So 40 franchisees will typically own multiple franchisees.
Understood.
So it's 40 franchisees that own 100 territories. 5 out of those 40 franchisees were actually like running a good business and happy and didn't regret their decision.
Yeah. When you come into a situation like that, I would have to imagine that there's going to be some churn of franchises or franchisees. How many of those get salvaged versus how many churned?
So you have to have a very realistic discussion with every owner about what their expectations are about the business and like whether or not those expectations are realistic. And there are some that we just knew weren't going to happen. So we were going to get them out, move on. But there were some where we had to be like, we're going to try to work this out for the next 6 months. But if you think you're going to run the business from a different state while keeping your job full time, that's just not going to work. And you're going to take a loss. We were able to turn it around. Like, I was pretty proud of what we did. The franchisees, like, I'm still friends with them on Facebook. Like, it's incredible.
Can I ask some questions about the drywall patch business? I think I've said this on the show before, but in 2019, we launched a handyman concept around that idea. We were never going to franchise it. We were never going to do anything interesting with it at all, other than we're plumbers and we open a lot of walls. Like, that was the sum of our philosophy here. So we're like, hey, it'd be sweet if we could capture more value and close those walls up. Ended up being difficult, a weird business. But if all you do is patch, that probably makes it easier. We were like handymen. So anything, you read that as anything. Without getting into like FDD stuff, what is a standard truck produce in drywall repair? I'm trying to like envision this business and how big they can get. That's just interesting.
Yeah. We shot for about 800 a day per technician. So either a half-day job or a full-day job. And that's the way we looked at it. It was a hard business because we required skilled labor. And I know you guys are in skilled labor, but we're trying to find like a very specific drywall technician who doesn't know how to run a drywall business, but likes doing drywall repair. Yeah. There's not that many of those in a market. And there was only so many customers. It's just people who had holes in their walls. So like, it was good. We did well with it. We had franchisees doing over $1 million a year. It wasn't as scalable of a business as I believe Rolling Suds is, which is why I transitioned. I also didn't own anything. I was an employee. And so this is the first one I've owned or that I own.